This is not a fact-finding mission. It's an education. The introduction of the competence-based curriculum is something, or education is something that everyone is talking about. The digital pedagogy is also something that is very futuristic. How about your child? How about your teacher? Skills and training. That is the conversation we're just about to sit down as I go up the hill to the office and discuss. Welcome to EdTech Mondays. Let's just go on the inside and find out who is up there. EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the Mastercard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda. As per the introduction, we would like now to officially welcome you to the panel, and let's take up this particular conversation that is entirely and strongly about something very important and imperative: strengthening digital readiness in schools, to be precise, in Ugandan schools. As I introduce my guest, I'll be starting with Ambrose, who is right here. The biggest question from your perspective: what does digital readiness for schools reflect from your area of information, communication, and technology?
Thank you very much, Sean, and for having me and for allowing me to respond to such a pertinent question. So, digital readiness, from where I sit at the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, is something which is very wide. So when we look at schools, we would have a number of issues we are looking at. First of all, to begin with, is connectivity. Is this school connected on the internet? And if it is connected, do we have the devices available in the school? So the policy framework is in place that defines how schools should get ready in terms of infrastructure, connectivity, and even the digital skilling over the teachers.
Moses, are we ready for this? Under your docket, if we look at the competence-based curriculum, us moving into a digital direction, would you say that we are ready?
Yeah, that's an open question. The readiness can be scaled on a range of 100. I could say we are about 20-25% ready. We are looking at about three things. The technology, Ambrose has talked about it, is the infrastructure there. Recently, we had the Minister of ICT through UCC, setting up about 1,200 computer labs. That is the technology. Is the content there?
I understand why you sat on the same bench with Carol, because you went directly into the digital pedagogy, and the question still goes direct to where it started from: the readiness of the teachers. Digital is already here. It's right there. Our children and our learners are actually teaching us what's happening on the tablets, on the devices, to be precise. Let's flash into what's happening at the training area of our teachers. How ready are we?
Well, thank you so much, Sean. I will start on an unfortunate note, is that for me, I think readiness should be reversed. Instead of starting on infrastructure and the devices and provision of that, it should start on the side of the human capital or the human resource. Because up to now in schools, some of the gadgets are there, some of the devices are available, some of the infrastructure is available, but then a lot of resources are getting dust. They are not being utilized. In many primary schools, even in the teacher education institutions. Of recent, I got shocked to learn that the teacher educators, who have been inducting teacher educators, but a greater percentage of them say they cannot make a PowerPoint presentation. Some of them cannot switch on a computer. So when we define school readiness, in my view, it needs to start with the skilling of both the teacher and the learner.
Now, Dr. Moses, let's go back to our curriculum. Let's go to our competence-based curriculum. Then the digital pedagogy. Let's look at how do we strengthen the readiness of digital utilization and incorporation in the same area.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. Now, in the design of the competence-based curriculum, which now has gone up to S6, actually the whole secondary level now is CBC.
Entire secondary level.
Yes. The pioneers of 2020 now are going to S6. They are in S6 now. So we have integrated ICT integration strategies in the teaching methodologies. The syllabuses have that. The textbooks that were written included that aspect to guide the teachers on how best they can use the technology. Now, back here at NCDC, we are piloting digital content and e-learning to support teacher training. The strategy is that when we go there and meet them during orientations, we follow up with the online trainings, and we expect them to now use the same skills to deliver to the learners in the classroom.
Kindly explain to someone who hasn't understood what we call BIOD. Simple terms, ordinary terms that someone should understand this carefully, deliberately, and its main objective.
Thanks, Sean. So BIOD, which is actually BYOD, that is letter B, Y, O, and D, is an acronym that stands for Bring Your Own Device. It's an approach that has been around for over the last 2 decades, whereby institutions, corporate institutions, encourage people to bring their own devices in offices. So instead of a company buying a computer or a device for an employee, they encourage you to bring your own. So when you bring your own, it gets connected to the network of the organization.
Yes.
Does BIOD also apply to the teacher?
Both.
Both. When we train teachers, normally we tell them that it's time for you to buy your device and bring it. And in our orientation, that's what we've been telling them, that it's necessary for you to come. If you don't have a smartphone, at least have a tablet or have a small laptop. It can be old, but you buy it because it will make your life easy while you're at school.
Thank you very much for staying with us. In case you're catching the conversation in bits, our conversation is about strengthening digital readiness in schools in Uganda. However, there is a certain area I want us to get into that is not very far away from what we are discussing. When we talk about digital readiness, there's a special group of young people. Some are not young people.
The Gen Z or something?
Yes, the Gen Z. The Gen Zs are not yet something. You're afraid of Gen Zs. but let's go to the population. 70, we are what, 47 million? The need population goes up to about 5 million. And most of these cannot, in one way or the other, access gadgetry. It could be services, it could be internet. How do we move in as educationists, coming close with the introduction of education technology? How are we helping this group of people? I'll start with you, Carl.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. I would suggest that for the NEET team, we need to make friends with them near the schools where they operate. Schools need to spread out and reach out to these young people. Youth are not very easy. I work with the schools and I work with the youth in the community. They're not easy to hold on. They are so difficult to bring about. But when you tag something onto either games or some little money they are going to get, those youth will come around and they will come, and they develop the confidence very quickly. Because when I type a page for this school, they will be giving me 2,000 as I'm going away. But we are training you and we are equipping you. And then somehow we can even go and say, why don't I start a secretarial company? I've learned how to type. I can do this. I can take my computer and buy it and do some services for the country. In a way, you are training them to love technology. You are equipping them and telling them that these skills are not just for space. They are for you to live well, to earn from them, and to be able to serve society.
Interesting.
Yes, that is.
Dr. Moses, I don't know where you're picking, because I mean the competence-based curriculum is right on us. Digital has come. Then there is not in education, not in employment, not in training. Where do we leave them?
Yeah, the big question is they are not in school. So at what point do they get out of school? Now with the competence-based curriculum, we expect the dropouts to have gone away with some skills. But again, they are not in employment. Now,
And they're not in training.
They are not in training, they are not in employment, but they're out.
And it's a big fraction.
It's a big fraction. Now, this point needs to be taken into skilling for income generation first. Then we have schools and institutions which have ICT gadgets. Now, during the holidays, those institutions are closed. If we looked at having these institutions work over the holidays to accommodate such a group, but again, we need servicing and repair of the equipment and that detail. There should be a budget. Now, the issues of sustainability. But ideally, we would use the facilities we have in the school system to get them to the schools during the holidays and skill them.
You know, these neat people, have we found out how many of them know about sports betting?
About?
Sports betting. I'm just right beyond the ground now.
Probably as the,
Majority.
probably as the statistics went about.
Wait a minute. You
Let
see,
us have money.
yes,
That's not fair.
you see, if you
That's
go in
not
any,
fair.
if you go in any rural city, any rural town now, trading center on a Friday on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, when my team Manchester United is meeting any other,
Now,
you will find people are busy in sports betting hubs.
Ambrose,
Those
Ambrose,
now
Ambrose,
you
that's
see,
not fair.
where I'm coming
That's
to now,
not fair,
first
because
thing-
most of the people we have talked about, all the groups we've talked about, including the people from the office where you work, are part of that faction that goes for sports
Yeah.
betting. Not only the need.
The need.
That's okay.
They have
agree
no
with that.
money,
Like
so
I've
they
said,
have nothing
I've
to
said.
bet.
Do you know?
Don't go there.
Wait, do you know how many of those neat people are participating in sports betting? I'm just putting it to you at what. Now, so what I'm trying to bring is that sports betting is something which is done online, on the phone or on whatever.
On a
so,
computer.
So these people have a way of acquiring skills when they know they are going to gain something.
Yes.
No one has taught them how to do it, but there is
Incentive.
a motivation. So my approach is that the training you are going to give them need, the skills you are going to give them, there must be a motivation for them to say, I'm giving you a skill, that this skill is going to help you to do ABCD. So there must be a driver, there must be motivation. So as from our policy perspective, digital skilling is our third pillar in the digital transformation roadmap. And we are clustering the different type of people, including fishermen, to look at what skills do fishermen need? What skills do people who work in sugarcane chambers need? As far as digital skilling is concerned.
digitize
So
that.
the national digital skilling framework that we are working on, it's going to be out in partnership with other agencies, will be categorizing what skills are required for every kind of population. The skills needed by a teacher in a primary school, secondary school, at university are different, but they all need to be degree skilled. So they're not
And
in
the butcher-
employment, and not in education, not in training. The skills they need, you find out what am I skilling this person for. So our policy direction, in line with the pillar on digital skilling, is aiming at developing a national digital competence framework that defines the competencies that are needed.
Well, thanks for staying with us. On the show is Dr. Kavma. On the show is also Dr. Moses, and we do have Ambrose here. On our social media platforms, look out for the hashtag EdTech Mondays Uganda. Leave your comment, your question, your observation, and some of the areas that you think we should carry forward for questions that we can start with another edition. I'm Sean Chimble. Let's take a short break. EdTech Mondays brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning.
EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda.
How do we strengthen digital learning in schools under the same curriculum?
Maybe before I answer directly your question, the center made an effort to integrate digital learning in the curriculum. One, ICT proficiency is one of the soft skills which we have called generic skills that are integrated in the curriculum across the different levels. And the reason why we did that, of course, when you're developing the curriculum, you conduct research. So when we conducted the market survey and we also conducted the needs assessment, we established that one of the issues that were raised by the public was the issue of digital knowledge or awareness. And so we have that as one of the generic skills, ICT proficiency at the lower level, but also at the upper level when we aligned the A-level curriculum to the lower secondary curriculum.
It's a big pain to a parent to see your child falling behind, or coming to a parent-teacher meeting and you're told, you know, your child is failing math. So if you have that on your fingertips, on your phone, it makes it a lot easier, especially if the tutors are verified. As a platform, we've already seen how students are sharing information, how they're sharing. In fact, if you just go to tutorhail.com right now, you will actually see students' work that's being shared and it's being commented on.
How many people are on TutorHail?
Currently, we have 2,000 users already, and that's just the start.
This is EdTech Mondays, brought to you by the Mastercard Foundation in partnership with NTV. As UNITE, how much impact have you made? How much deliberate steps have you taken that you think have made an impact so far?
All right, thank you so much. UNITE is young. It is 1 year old. So I have to put that disclaimer, is that we haven't been in the game for so long. We've taken 5 years of preparation, and now we are running for this 1 year. We have recruited some students, but from the very start, to make impact, what we did was to start all application process. You know, teachers, even those in service teachers, many of them were saying, give us hard forms, give us hard copy forms, give us this. We said no, we started right here. Applications are all online. We've not yet done much training on ICT, but we wrote 2 programs where each of the teachers, or student teachers, is supposed to do in a kind of one core. Everybody is supposed to be told that it's a core course. Whether you're pre-primary, primary, or secondary student teacher, you are supposed to be taught on ICT. Everybody will get that. So far, those are the baby steps we have.
Thank you very much. And
Yes.
I'll go to you, Dr. Moses, at UCDC. The good thing, actually, yours is the direction of ICT and the like, and multimedia. I'm looking for success stories and impact.
We are looking at 3 things: the technology, the content, and the pedagogies. Now, the competence-based curriculum has provided the guidelines on how the ICT will be integrated. Actually, at the moment, we see more authors and publishers coming with the digital content to be evaluated and certified. Part of the things we do here is to evaluate content, both in print and digital, for schools to use. So we see an increase in that aspect. And when you get to schools, yes, some schools are using digital content, but still it is on a small scale.
Let's get into an area that is so large: information communication technology, national guidance. Where is the impact? Where do you think you're making a greater impact as we move into the direction of strengthening digital learning in schools?
Thank you very much. Now, the issue of digital learning in schools, the Ministry of ICT is not doing it in execution, because we have a mandate that we contribute on the digital aspect, and then the Ministry of Education and Sports has the other mandate. So for us, what we do, our impact has been focusing on the infrastructure and the connectivity. Like, how many of these schools have access to the internet? Because you're talking about a teacher who is digitally skilled, and if they can be in Koboko and they can join a class at UNITE using the available infrastructure, then for us it is
A tick.
Excited.
a tick. Okay? So in terms of population, you have over 80%.
Geographical.
Because we're talking about 40 million connections, and you know what the population of Uganda. So when you talk about geographical, that's a little bit lower, because you have a sparse population. I mean, some sparse areas that have few people, so you wouldn't cover that. But there are deliberate interventions also through the rural communication, the Universal Access Fund, and right now the projects are ongoing over the last mile connection, extending the connection to the last mile, which the Ministry of ICT is driving with other partners, World Bank support, and the other partners, make sure that at least every district, even up to the sub-county and parish, like now we are now aligning to the parish development model. So to make sure that every parish by 2020, this NDP4 period, by 2020, 2030, every parish has an active internet connection with anyone in that parish where they can come and use a phone, connect on the internet, and then be able to
Yeah,
access.
but if I could mention some areas where our students are really all the time off is Zombo,
Yes.
Northern
Yeah,
Uganda.
those pockets are there.
Very many students can't connect, and they keep telling you I missed the entire semester online learning because I couldn't connect. I'm near Congo, so those districts in northern
the
Uganda,
devices.
they have devices, but they can't connect. So it's infrastructure
Yes.
issue.
That's a score. That's a score.
When we walked through the gates of the Ntinda School for the Deaf, one of the signposts we saw is Gallup Initiative Club of Uganda School for the Deaf, and indeed they welcomed us. Our conversation is about digital readiness in education. How about the special interest groups? How are they embracing this? Our interaction and interviews for this particular edition you should watch out for goes not only from the learners, the teachers, and also they that are in authority to ensure that an initiative like this can be carried forward.
One of the biggest challenges is that most of these children come from poor families and they really get challenges of paying their school fees. But remember, we need materials to use in the classrooms. You know, these deaf children learn through seeing. So we miss those materials. You know, in sign language, some things are really hard to teach to these deaf children, so it is a challenge.
Are there any digital tools that you think, or you have, or you think should be acquired to aid or assist in their education so that they can be able to be on the same level with students from other institutions?
We have some stories recorded on CDs in sign language, so sometimes we use that. Sometimes we use the projector.
How do you find learning the signs and the language you use to communicate?
I think sign language is an easy language to learn.
Do you know how to use any computer device, from a phone to a tablet or a laptop or a desktop computer?
Yes, I can try with a laptop.
What about the phone?
I know I can use a phone.
Have you ever used the phone to study anything?
I know how to transact using mobile money.
That is a very important thing.
At least I can use the mobile money.
Okay. Do you access on the phone anything that teaches you what you need to learn, be it English, science, or any subjects? Do you know how to use that on the phone?
No, I've never tried that.
Do you want to learn?
Maybe, if the opportunity comes.
Interesting. Do you know how to use the phone?
Yes, I know.
What do you do on the phone?
I take photos, but I also play games.
You only play games with the phone. Why? Why don't you look for something educational?
Okay, I can try that.
Do you have a phone?
Yes, I do.
Do you use it for studying?
I use it on TikTok.
Do you at any point use your phone or your laptop to study anything extra?
I just use it for TikTok and Facebook. It is Facebook and TikTok.
Okay. My message is you should learn how to use the tools to learn digitally. As a parent, what are some of the challenges you're facing?
Is the communication.
Communication.
Yes. When I'm at home, I have to call the young the young one,
The
or
young
the
one.
elder,
Yeah.
to interpret for me, like to communicate. It is much easier for me to communicate with him with a phone.
We still have much more to discuss online. Just visit all our social platforms. Or also on the website, you can visit the MasterCard Foundation, as in MasterCard and FDAN.org, to get more information, to understand why there is a deliberate move for the MasterCard Foundation to focus on educating not only the girl child, but the young people. A focus on inclusivity, also a focus on so many areas to mention persons with disability, to make sure that everyone gets decent education, decent employment, and a decent lifestyle to live. Isn't that a great goal? In partnership with NTV Uganda, I am Sean Chimoli.
EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda.